What's up, Fantasy Champions? Spotlight Sports Network is excited to tell you about an amazing deal from Thrive Fantasy, your place for daily fantasy sports and esports. Right now with promo code SS Network, Thrive Fantasy will match up to $50 of your first deposit. So go to thrivefantasy.com and sign up now with promo code SS Network. That's thrivefantasy.com, promo code SS Network.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to MK Headlines episode 10, and I'm here with a special guest. He was on my channel before. He's an Eagles beat writer, my guy Chris Franklin. Hey, what's up, man? Thank you for coming on.
Hey, what's going on, Mitch? How you doing, man? Thanks for inviting me, man. It's always great talking football and everything else with you, man. How you doing?
I'm good, just doing my thing. I'm now a part of this network called Spotlight Sports Network, where we just pump out sports news and everything. So we're just doing that. So
congrats, man. Look at you moving out. Congrats. Seriously, man. Congrats.
Thank you. It means a lot. So for the people that don't know you, let them know your story. How'd you get to become an Eagles beat writer?
Oh, it's if you like a scenic route, yeah, figure just follow this one around. I was working at car dealerships and as a digital marketing manager, and I was also playing semi-pro football. And one day, I tell you, the best thing that ever happened to me was I broke my ankle and tore all the ligaments in there. That thing was like that. So it was, yeah. But it got me to focus on writing. Started out Coach and Player magazine, covering Temple and some other college football. And the next thing you know, I'm doing local news at NJ.com, and I moved over to the Eagles beat. And lo and behold, here I am, finished my second season talking to you now. So scenic.
Yeah, it really is. Like, man, it's amazing. And nice. Do you have any advice for the people that's trying to get into the writing business, like to cover like the Eagles or any other team?
2, don't stop. If you really have a passion, it's something you really want to do, don't stop. Because there are so many times people say you're stupid, you're dumb, you're taking all this time, why you continue to do it. If you really believe this is what you want to do, and it's really you have a passion for doing it, you do that, and always keep practicing your craft. I mean, even if it's something, if you feel like you just need to watch TV and then write something off the TV about what happened, if you're watching something say if you're watching divisional games coming up, just keep getting practice, getting reps, almost like you're one of the players. Keep getting reps and getting comfortable and finding you develop your voice, and then you go from there, man.
Yeah. Actually, one of my neighbors, I don't know if I told you this last time, he's a writer for Bleacher Report. Like, nice. He writes all the NBA stuff and everything. So growing up with him, now him doing that, living in New York, it's like really amazing to see people grow and do all that.
That's the thing. You got to believe what you can do. You got to make sure you got to get practice, because trust me, the way I write now, I look back at some of the way I was writing back then and I cringe a little bit, because like, why did I think that? Or why is the style like this? But it's the only way you can develop. So that's the main thing, man. But mainly the biggest one is to keep the passion in there and keep going on.
Yeah. So we got to talk about it, man. The Eagles, man. I mean, that was just a heartbreaking loss. I mean, I didn't think it would be that like that. Did you think it was going to be like that lopsided, or am I just like hoping that it will be closer?
Well, when I was thinking about the game plan that was developing, I think I predicted the score was going to be 23-20 Buccaneers. I really thought the Bucs were going to win the game, but it was going to be a lot closer than what it turned out to be. And I thought the game plan would have been a little different in the fact that you'd have Slay covering across the field with Mike Evans a lot. I thought you'd see more of the running game, but when the Eagles were dead down 17-0, you pretty much knew the run game. They were going to do it sometimes, but it was going to be the sustained attack that you saw them use in the last few weeks of the regular season. So I thought they would have came out a little stronger, even despite history saying the last few weeks that they had issues with going and starting out strong. But overall, they've been. It was definitely not what I expected it going.
Right. So, Key in the Building was asking, what's the best piece that Chris has written? What's your best piece?
Ooh, that's tough. I think the most recent one was the one I did on Slay, because it went back when he was at Ithaquamba Community College. If I'm saying it wrong, I mispronounced it. I apologize, but it's down in Southwest. It's down in Louisiana and Mississippi. Sorry. And Slade, what he was doing was basically he almost quit football at one point. There was a moment where he was talking with the head coach at the time, John Williams, and he had snuck out the team hotel the night before a game. Snuck out. They came back. They were going to do the discipline back later on, and they were having to do like bear crawls and all that stuff. He's like, I'm not doing this anymore. So, well, and the coach Williams was like, if you don't do this now, you leave. You're going to go back You're off his team. He walked back into that locker room, but eventually came back out and completed it. So there's little nuggets from that, how his time went in Mississippi State. So I think that was probably my favorite one doing very recently. Probably say that's probably my best one overall.
Yeah. So he left the hotel room. Wow.
Oh yeah, him and two or three of his teammates. There was a party on campus, and the coaches were actually sitting in the cars in the parking lot, making sure nobody snuck out. And so he comes out, he gets in the car, and they go like, "Guys, you got to turn around right now." They were getting in trouble. They were getting in trouble. And so Slade goes in the car, and goes, "Well, I'm in trouble already, right? Yeah. Well, might as well go out and have fun with it." So they continue to go to the party, and the coach and Coach Williams, they were a great guy, and Coach Fox, who was the defensive backs coach still with the ICC, they were great talking to, and they were like, "Yeah, we would have just gave them with like some sprints here or there and that, but." Since they took 2.5 hours to come back to the hotel, they decided to go dole out the punishment for 2.5 hours after they already had practice hours before on that Sunday night. So, it was an interesting take. Like you see this, but Slay said it to himself, like that was the moment that made him change and take accountability and responsibility. And from there on out, we know his story and we go from there.
And now he's arguably a top 5 corner in the league. It's just like amazing. Wow.
Should have been like a team all pro, but that's a whole nother story.
God, he should have been first. Trayvon Diggs, like I know he get 11 interceptions, but to me he's overrated. Did he get let up like 1,000 yards?
Well, I think this happens sometimes, especially when it comes to voters. And I can't speak for all my colleagues, and I know I don't do this. I like to go and search that, but I wonder sometimes when you get the pressure, you have to fill out these ballots. And you still have so much going on. I think, and sometimes feel like 11 interceptions. Okay, that's a lot of takeaways. That's a lot of, okay, yeah, he led the league in this. All right, send it in. And the fact that I probably think I'm just shocked that he only got 1 vote for the All-Pro team. Just looking at all that stuff. And Diggs don't get me wrong, Diggs had a really good year. I just don't see it. It was the point where it balanced out that Slay only got 1 All-Pro vote.
Only 1? Wow, I didn't hear that. Jeez.
1. Yeah, I think I forget who the other person was, but yeah, he only got 1.
God, like what? And they didn't even put him on Mike Evans. Like, I don't know. But And so for the score, I had 24-21 Eagles. I thought it was going to be close. And I was like, they went back to the old ways, like week 3, week 4, week 5. They didn't even run the ball. They ran the ball like 17 times. That's not the team I knew. That's not. Something happened.
Yeah. I think that when they gave up that first touchdown and the way it happened, I mean, the first play with Keyshawn Vaughn going up the middle and getting 17 yards from that opening rush, it was like it's almost like Tampa Bay goes, "Oh yeah, we're going to hit you in the mouth right coming out the gate. We're going to hit you right in the mouth," and there you go. So I think that kind of shook things up real quickly, and then they were down when someone went 17-0. It was just, to me, it was like that's the point where they really just thought, okay, they had to get back in the game, throw. And I really thought, especially with them getting the ball, and since they won the toss and deferred, if they had scored that touchdown right before the second half, and that would have gave them enough momentum to potentially score coming out the second half, scoring that first drive, and that complexion, that game would have changed completely because Tampa Bay was banged up. And who knows? I don't think they were winning because I just think that Brady would have. I had envisioned Brady was going to have a fourth quarter drive field goal done, but I didn't foresee it being thoroughly dominated for most of that game.
Yeah. So, do you think Jonathan Gannon will be gone? Because he's been getting interviews as head coaches, like to the Texans, the Broncos, and all that stuff. So, do you think he's going to be gone?
Heading into today, if you asked me about 35, 40 minutes ago, I probably would say no, he back. But the fact that Matt Eberflus has just had a second, I saw it was reported that Matt Eberflus had his second interview with the Jacksonville Jaguars. That just rang a bell like, wow, he comes from the system and the tree and he's really respected. I would have put it as a 20% that he was going. I probably raised it to 30, 35. I mean, he's widely regarded as a very, very bright defensive mind. His reasoning and the players bought into it. I mean, just look at what happened just look at that Fletcher Cox incident that happened in the middle of the year where Fletcher wanted to be more rush reactive. He was open to actually change that, and he kept the dialogue to now the point where you saw Fletcher just going like, yeah, I love the guy. I'm willing to work for him, be here, remain in team, stuff like that. So I think next year is the year you really have to worry about losing Gannon. Either way. Yeah. Either he's hired by somebody, or if that defense regresses a lot, I think that gives him open to move. But I think it's more the former, and that defense improves when he gets more of his guys in there for what he envisions, and that's why I think unfortunately you lose him.
Yeah, I mean he even blitz on Sunday. I think maybe like once or twice the last time I checked.
He had one of them was blocked up. He ran a stunt where it looked like it looked like the safety was coming off. He was in the box. It looked like the safety man came off the left edge, and they ran a little stunt in the middle. I think it wasn't that much, but looking through the game, I was wondering, that's the game the Eagles, I would have envisioned them play more man press, Slay follows Evans around, and you just basically try to disrupt the timing that Brady had with these newer receivers. You didn't have Godwin and Antonio Brown out there, so you don't expect to be beaten that big by that. So that was the game I probably would have pressed them more, try throwing everything off, and hope that your defensive line, which was having success, especially with Wirfs left the game, that defensive line started having, and Ryan Kerrigan, where was that all year? But when you see that, it's craziness. But when you see all that stuff happening, you're like, all right, they should have won, but they stay passive, and now they're at home with 3 first-round picks.
I mean, they sacked Brady 4 times. To me, maybe I was like so distraught by the score, I just wasn't really watching. And I was like, really? I don't think it matters at this point, but we got 4. And I would keep on saying this time and time again throughout the season. We haven't been getting sacks, but we're getting pressured. So I'm like, the pressures are useless if we're not getting sacks. Like, we weren't sacking Trevor Siemian. We weren't sacking, what is that guy's name? Mike Lennon. Like, we weren't sacking these nobodies, but now, I don't know.
They really abided by early on, especially playing that read-react type defense. Like, they wanted to see what the offensive line was doing, way they were stepping out, and just basically playing gap control. But I think they switched that. They limited that, I think, a lot after a while. Like, the second half, it was like, after that Vegas game, it was like, you know what? Yeah, let's see and they played to their guys' strengths. So that's why I think you started to see Fletcher Cox getting more pressure up the middle. I think that's when you started to see Milton Williams really, really take off. He was doing okay. After that Detroit game, he really took off, I think, because they played more to his strengths on that defensive line. So they have, listen, with all that talent they have assembled in defensive line, they can't be next to last in the league in sacks at all. They just can't. It's that. And you started to see as the season went on, they got better. So if I'm Gannon, if he comes back, I'm building the strengths, making the defensive line to focus, and who knows, maybe they get a linebacker in the first round. That might help him out too.
Yeah. And, yo, what's up, Ryan? What's good, man? Thank you for popping in. But our first round picks are set. We got 15, 16, and 19. I'm scared of what Howie Roseman's going to do. I am nervous. I don't know what he's going to do.
I don't know. Like, trust me, I'm not 100% comfortable at all, given some of the past history of some of the selections. I think when it comes to his maneuverability, moving up and down the draft board, I think he's done a very, very good job in acquiring these assets as well, too. He's done a very good job. I mean, the fact that you got that Miami Dolphins pick for what it is, and you know the Carson Wentz picks conveyed, and They must have saw something. They saw something in Carson leaving because now that's you got one of those picks too. I hope that he's trusting the scouts because, especially just from the outsider point of view, as in the fact that I'm not inside the actual draft room, scouting department, stuff like that. I look at it as one of those things like these scouts see these college players 24/7. They know their quirks. They know everything else. Then for this 3-4 month window, that's when you start to get the coaches and everybody else start looking at how they can implement them. I just don't want to see another Justin Jefferson happen. Justin Jefferson Rager thing happen. I know it's brought up over and over, but they got to trust the scouts this time. They really have to trust the scouting part because this talent is very rich in defensive prospects. Very, very, very rich. And they can do well transfer defense.
I think the game plan was just wrong, and I still don't know if Jalen is your guys' quarterback. I'm sorry. Well, we were talking before we went live. So we both think that Jalen Hurts is our quarterback next year because think about it. Russell Wilson has a no-trade clause. Deshaun Watson has a no-trade clause and all that legal stuff. And Aaron Rodgers, I think he's going to stay. So what do we have here in this draft? It's not known for quarterbacks. So I don't know. I think we're sticking with Hurts.
I think first, I think it's warranted. I think he's deserved that. I really believe that because I think, look, given the way I look at, especially with a quarterback, how much does he progress from the beginning of the season to where it finals up? And I'll give Sirianni credit when it comes to this. Say, like a lot of people think about the last game of the season because you're knocked out and the way you played. Yeah, it's very true. Recency bias, but I think when you look at the whole slate of work where he first came in and started that game against Atlanta versus where they finished up, he's deserved it. I look at the way he's progressed in the pocket. Is he perfect in the pocket? No. Has he gotten a lot better? Yeah. Especially from last year, he's gotten a lot better in there. And I think with experience, he needs to work on his anticipation downfield, seeing when receivers are going to get open. Because I think once that happens, I think you'll start to see a lot more of the passing yards comes through, and I think you'll see more and a little bit more accuracy too. And that comes with experience when it comes to just getting a feel for when these guys are going to break open. So I think that's key. And you're right. I think Russell Wilson either goes to Denver or New York. I think if Deshaun Watson goes anywhere, and if everything's split up, I think it is Carolina, just because Miami was the only other place I thought he was going to go, and Flores is out, and Flores apparently reportedly was the only one really pushing for Deshaun Watson there. So I think that's going. So I think Carolina's the only one, and Carolina's desperate to get something done. Matt Rule's desperate to get something done because his job's pretty much on the line, and bringing in Watson will do that.
Yeah, so I think Howie trades one of those picks for picks next year in 2023. Yep. I can definitely see that.
I can see 16 or 19. 16 or 19.
I mean, do we package two of them and move up? Because I've been hearing that. I just don't want to pull like a draft day. I don't know if you saw that movie.
Oh yeah.
So you know how he traded the first 3 round picks.
I want my 3 first round picks back. We live in a different world. Yeah, we're not going to live in a different world with this one right now.
Yeah, he got them all back. I'm like, what the hell?
And if they get a Putney, you know what? They could use a Putney and get a punt returner. They could use that too.
My dad loves this movie. Whenever I bring up Putney or Vontae Mack, he goes nuts.
Oh, it's so true. Yeah, I know that movie got panned, but yeah, like trading up. The only way I would potentially package both of those guys is if I know that I was getting a guy like Kyle Hamilton at safety. If he was starting to fall, okay, I can see that. If a guy like Karafidis was still available and you saw a couple teams that were interested in him, I'd probably look that way. But overall, I'd probably stay back. I think you can get I think you can get Nakobe Dean or you can get Devin Lloyd there with one of those picks. I think you can get a good defensive end, or maybe I'm really high on Mont Gardner out of Cincinnati as a cornerback. I'm really high on that.
Yeah.
And one of the best shutdown corners. If you can get Gardner opposite of Slay, you have 2 shutdown corner, but you have a potential shutdown corner along with Slay on the outside. You have another linebacker, a 3-down linebacker in Dean or Lloyd that you have there too. And then that third pick, you trade down possibly to a team that's looking to trade back up to get one of those quarterbacks. I wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole. Most of those around that thing, but get one of those guys. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah. So my dream scenario, I'm a huge Michigan fan. Give me Hutchinson. Please go up, get Hutchinson at 2. That's my dream scenario if that were to happen. But Howie Roseman had to draft the best football player available of defense, taking the build all around with Hurts. I mean, you got to go defense in the draft, free agency, offense. That's how I see it.
And don't be surprised. And it's something, if I'm the Eagles, and this with that new rule that just came in, something to watch for. If Catherine Reich, she's the VP of Vice President of Personnel, takes the job and is offered a job and accepts it for the Minnesota Vikings, the Eagles get a 3rd-round pick this year and a 3rd-round pick next year. So potentially you'd have 3 first-round picks, a 2nd-rounder, and 2 3rd-rounders. That's a lot you can maneuver to go trade for. You can probably, at that point, trade for a veteran wide receiver. You still be able to address your defense, and you still have potentially get a 1st-round pick by trading one of those first-rounders next team to a team that's desperate to get one. So that's where I see something like you can do a lot there with all those assets.
Yeah.
A lot.
So what about Christian Harris? Really Sports Talk podcast would like to know.
I'm not sold yet completely. I'm personally, I'm not sold. I see like he's scouting reports good. I've talked to a couple of people who really think I'm not feeling it.
Yeah. And I feel like this must Calvin Ridley. I mean, he played football with Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith in Alabama. I feel like he's a perfect fit. 28 years old, plug him in. I think that'll be perfect instead of Rager and Whiteside.
I like Ridley. I just want to make sure that he's in a good space. I really, really think he's in a good space because, he missed he missed the rest of the season because he was on the non-football injury list because he was dealing with some mental health. Like the Eagles have the resources and the support staff and the support overall because they've dealt with it, as everybody knows, with Lane Johnson. When it comes to anxiety with Brandon Brooks, they have the support system there. So I think you have that, and they have the cap space they want to redo his deal because he's going to want an extension. So they could that sounds good. I just want to make sure that he's in a good space mentally. He wants to play. He wants to come to Philadelphia too. That's another key thing, and move on from there. Because if he does, all of a sudden you got a dynamic offense right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it. Did you guys see the tweet from Daniel Jeremiah about the Eagles getting Russell Wilson? I'm like, oh my god.
I saw the scenario. I just see. I don't want to give too much away because my story for tomorrow morning. My story for tomorrow morning actually addresses this. Like, should the Eagles get Russell? But you know what? So, all right, I'll give this one to you. You guys say that for. I say no. Personally, I'd say no. Only don't get me wrong. Russell Wilson is a very, very good quarterback. I just think that if the Eagles were one player away, if their Eagles had everything else in place and they're only a quarterback away, yeah, definitely do it. If the Eagles were in a situation like the Pittsburgh Steelers were in, and they just needed a quarterback, and then all systems go, yeah, definitely do it. But I think there's so many needs right now with this team, given that they're going to I think they need another wide receiver. I think they still need another. You don't know who you running back wise. Boston Scott's I think believes a restricted free agent. Jordan Howard's an unrestricted free agent, so you may have to address that too. You don't know if you have to get another running back because also Miles Sanders, has been banged up a few times. Don't know if you need to go there. You may need an offensive lineman, some offensive line help, but then you got all the stuff on the defense. So I wouldn't give away those many assets because you still have a lot of needs to address.
I'd rather sign Mike Williams or Allen Robinson in free agency. I'll take either one of them, but I just feel like Ridley, with the chemistry he's already got with those guys, I feel like it's a better fit, but it's not the one to judge.
It's funny Bobby mentions Mike Williams because when we were talking with Nick throughout the year, and so obviously he's a former wide receivers coach out in San Diego.
Right.
He says he shows him a lot of film, both Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and all those guys, how they run certain routes to give the younger receivers how to do that. I really think if they decide to go the free agent route, not trade, not draft or anything else, I would not hesitate to bring Mike Williams in if I'm the Eagles. He knows how Sirianni likes to have his stuff done. He's a veteran presence that can help out these young guys. Greg Ward fills that role in right now, and I think the receivers value that a lot. It's like the older brother in the room. I think if you have another veteran guy like Williams in there, I think that you get consistent production along with those elements. So I really like Mike Williams if he's open to coming and he's available.
Yeah, I would take that no matter what. I mean, it's easier said than done. Now,
Yeah.
people are talking about Miles Sanders, right? With him getting injured constantly, him not being the back. Do you think the Eagles should do something with Miles Sanders? Like, trade him or get something in return?
I'd probably broach first. I guess first thing to the broach is if he'd be willing to sign an extension. That's where I want to think of it too, because he's coming up on a contract here pretty much, and you got to figure out what you're going to do there. If so, I'm getting a good complimentary back, like a what? Because I see Miles Sanders. I see Miles Sanders as a very talented running back. I really truly do. I think if he's healthy enough, could be very dynamic. I still wish he would. I will say this: he did show this coming back in Tampa Bay when he was running. He was a little bit more patient when he was running that and letting the blocks develop. I still wish his vision was a little bit better at times when seeing cutback lanes, but overall still a very good back. If they got another complimentary back similar to his style with those same elements that he's lacking, it's having him be a 1-2 punch. I think that'll be a really good way to do it. I wouldn't trade him unless he said, you know what, I'm not signing an extension. I'm going to test free agency and I'm probably not coming back. Then yeah, I'm seeing what I can get. Probably get a 4th or a 5th. Yeah, but that's the way I'm bringing him back. I think he's a huge part of this offense going forward. What they can have planned for him.
Yeah, I agree. Give Jalen some weapons, keep establishing Smith, and give him some receivers who will actually try for him. I can't agree more than that. I mean, when you have Whiteside and Rager, I mean, we need wide receivers here that can help us.
That's the disappointing thing. Like Whiteside, I almost seem like resigned. Like I really knew what what you had in that. He reminds me of what Jordan Matthews is now. Whiteside just seems like he's a tight end playing wide receiver. He's good on the blocking aspect, but you think you get more from a second round guy. The Rager thing is frustrating because we see the speed, we see the ability to make difficult catches, we've seen the return ability, but it just like seems to go away. I don't know. It's almost Ben Simmons-esque in the way that you see like he's got that block where I don't know if his games is like, and it's like every game is a playoff. Like Ben Simmons has issues when it comes to playoff games. This is what Rager has to do or just regular season game stuff. I don't know what the block is. He has a ton of I know I get the knock on there. I'm one of the people that still knock him a lot and rip him. He has a lot of talent. I don't know what it is for it. I just don't get it. And I sure hope that he gets it right for them because they're looking at. And the other guy, I can't let this guy go completely scot-free too. Quez Watkins, a lot of talent. He's done a lot better. I think right now he might be the best. He is the best wide receiver from that 2020 group. I want to see him consistently finish routes and not give up on routes because even though they showed that one against Tampa Bay, it's happened several other times throughout the year. And especially with a quarterback like Jalen Hurts where you never know what you can do and him improvising, you can't give up on plays like that. So I just want to see him work on that in the offseason and just for the future.
Yeah. I think Sanders is traded or walks after this season. Howie will not pay huge money to a running back. I mean, yeah. I have to agree with that. Adams is getting franchise tags in Green Bay. That's why I said in the beginning, Aaron Rodgers is staying in Green Bay. He's not leaving. I really don't think he's leaving. But
I want to see.
Yeah.
I know he's got the ACL injury. I know he was tagged last year. Mm-hmm. I'd be really, really watching what happens with Chris Godwin. I really will be watching very closely because he's a guy from the area. He went to. I know everybody says Penn State, but he also played in Delaware, Middletown, Delaware. Guy, he would fit this scheme very well, especially in that with his ability to maneuver around, not just play the X and Y, but he can also the X's and Z, but also play in the Y spots and move around. I like what he can bring. It could be affordable, especially given that he has that knee injury. And if he does, they don't franchise tag again, or if he gets hesitation, or he says like, "Don't tag me ever again. Don't tag me again. I'm done." But I think he's go from there.
Okay. So, yeah, we should definitely keep Rager. I mean, Fulgham. Oh my God. I saw the comment underneath. Man. Fulgham. No. I mean, we should have got Fulgham.
Here's the issue with Fulgham. Fulgham had a lot of it comes to practice, and we all know what the coaches go like, oh, well, you have to practice, you have to practice to get on the field and everything else. He would make some catches in there, but the problem was he had issues lining up or knowing where to line up on the field, and over time that wears him. Like running certain routes, he consistently had to go talk to Aaron Moorhead or Sirianni and stuff like that for it, and they were trying to get him to run the certain routes the way they wanted to. They were trying to tell him to line up, but there were so many times where they break up, especially training camp. They break the huddle, they go out there. You see is either Flacco or Mullins going like, no, you got to go this way. And then you see a coach or two just going like, what's going on? It's something. It was more mental. He's got the physical presence, but it's alarming now. He's going through so many teams now. Everybody see all these front offices see he can do it. He's proven that he can play in the NFL with the season he had in 2020. It's the mental lapses that he has that is, I can see why it's frustrating, and that teams put him on the practice squad and then they let him go. And it's something there. Like if he finally found a way to just practice well, I know, barring the thing we're talking about practice, but if he got that stuff together, I mean, he could put things together. He could at least be a number 3 or number 4 on some team, but it's not, and that's why he keeps bouncing around.
Now, do you think he could have made those catches that Rager dropped against the Giants?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
I do.
So there you go.
But would he have gotten downfield fast enough to make those plays and do that, or known where that? Because there's specific rules that they have in the scramble drills that somebody has to go that way. Rager at least knows where to go on a scramble drill. Whether you make the play, yeah. Fulgham. Little things like that, Fulgham has some issues sometimes.
Doug letting Alshon came in, I think, killed his confidence. I mean, that's a good reason as well. I forgot about Alshon Jeffrey.
I think
I really forgot.
I think it messed up with his flow. I don't think it was compensated, but I think that it took away some practice time, which left out some time that he could refine some things. I think that's a very, very true statement there. But the fact that, and not just him, Hightower too. The fact these guys are, and my colleague Mike K at NJ.com, he brought this up too because they signed all these reserve futures things today. The contracts they gave to a bunch of practice squad guys. Yeah. One of the guys didn't get was John Hightower.
What?
So that tells you right there, like, especially because I know everybody talks about the route tree and there's like not the 9 routes and do you run on a route tree. But there's little nuances when you have to break off, when you read certain defenses. If you see they're in a cover 2, okay, I run this route or I go this route. It's something not connecting with these guys when it comes to doing that stuff. And you have to do that in the NFL. And I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. I'm like, I didn't know. Wow, Hightower. Jeez.
Yeah,
I like Hightower.
Now that's not to say he doesn't come back as signed for training camp or anything, but when it came to those first round of reserve future contracts, and he wasn't among that list, I mean, I think Deion Cole was part of it. So
okay,
that's something to look at.
Yeah. And here's actually, you know what? I'll put this up there. Why the hell not? Jalen Reagor for Hunter Renfrow. I would do that in a freaking heartbeat, but the Raiders would not do that. I'm friends with a lot of Raiders fans, and they will not do that with an instant.
Well, say are the Eagles throwing in a second, a third, and a fourth? A bunch of things. I mean, if you want to get Mark Davis right now, since they fired Mike Mayock and they got nobody and what's the name? Maybe Mark Davis is making the calls and maybe get that. He goes, I don't know who that is, but all right, cool. Maybe
it's like they need to fix a lot of stuff first before trades or anything. They need to fix
that's the type of trade you can get away in fantasy football and you hope nobody knows. And it's like, okay, go, got him.
Yeah.
You're fine now.
I've done that. Yeah. I've done that in the past. I've done that. Like, we all got to do that at some point, right? So here's my thing. Devontae Smith got like no catches until the fourth quarter. Why? Like, is there a specific reason that I'm not seeing? Like, what is he?
I thought that was another one of the big reasons why they lost that game, because they had they found ways in the first half to throw a ball to Reagor. They found ways to call a play for Kenneth Gainwell, but they didn't do that for Smith. And I thought that was really bad. And then the one time, it wasn't until late in the second half where Smith finally gets a big play, a screen pass throw from him, offensive pass interference from Quez Watkins. Then he can throw in other things as well too. It's just, I think especially in games like that where you're going to need your best players to show up, and you need to ride your best players in order to have a chance, especially against a 2 seed like the Buccaneers, and not to use him consistently or even target him consistently. That's rough. I know that Todd Bowles did a good job scheming ways to try to take him out. They try to shade. They shaded him a little towards coverage towards the side a little bit, and they mix it up with Brackett and Goddard. So basically, it's like, okay, here's your two best receivers. I got them done. I want you to beat them to somebody else, and so it happened. But they should at least, even if there's more wide receiver screens, which, or running some RPOs, or even quick slants just to get him involved in a rhythm. I thought that should have been the way to go a little bit more.
Yeah, and Dallas Goedert, he was getting all of the targets. I mean, all of the targets, and all year he was not getting like any targets whatsoever. Like, I wonder what turned. I know he got the extension. In the beginning, he was not getting much touches, and then towards the end of the season, he was getting a lot more. So,
yeah, when Ertz left, they basically said because Sirianni, even going back to the days of the Colts, they like to run a lot of 11 personnel with the 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and now they got it back. I guess also I went back before the season, started looking at the way the Colts were running their offense. You see some of the elements. You have the Goddard on the one side all by himself, and you see the 3 wide receivers on the other side. The Colts ran out a lot last year, and they started incorporating here in Philly. And when you start doing that, you start seeing things taking off. But Goddard, what Bowles did, and teams started to do in the second half, especially when he started to go off when he was the main guy, they started putting a safety on top of him and went man under in that bracket, and like, all right, we're going to try to do everything we can to take away. There's ways you can scheme him out so that doesn't happen as much, but the Bucs did a good job make sure in stopping him and frustrating Hurts and taking him away as an option.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Jason Kelce's going to retire, you think, right? This is his last year.
I don't think so.
Oh, really?
I really think because it was really interesting when he was talking the last time we got to talk to him, and he talked about the All-Pro stuff and everything. I just get the sense he's coming back. Did he take that long lap before he go into the locker room? Yeah, I think he does it just in case he changes his mind. But I think he's got one more. I think he's going to go one more year. I truly believe it. Wow. I think he looks at the what's around him. I think he looks at what could potentially be there. I think he looks at the offline, and I think he wants to get them at least one more year in order to set them up before it's making it like that. That's why I wouldn't be surprised if. I mean, I would be surprised, but if one of the first 3 rounds, if they take a guard, reason being, Malu, I think is going to be Kelce's eventual replacement at center. Landon Dickerson on one side, and they get a right guard to play right next to him and bring him along. I think that's going to be the time that after that, I think you see Kelce retire. But
yeah, Brooks is retiring too. Like, wow.
I would say he's not here with the team next year. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be shocked if he did. I wouldn't be shocked if he did, especially with, I mean, what does he have left to play for? He's won a Super Bowl. He's gotten all pros. He's gotten Pro Bowls. They come back this year a little late. He didn't come back here at all, actually, after the injury.
You think he'll pull Jason Peters?
I don't think so. I see him as a guy who, once he's done, he's done. I mean, the dude does a lot. He has a lot of off-field interest, a lot, and I think it'll be something where I think he'll be in a good place. He's done a lot in this game, and if that's the case, I probably see. I'm not trying to be hot takey or anything. I'd probably say if anybody would retire this year, I probably think it would be Brooks before Kelce. If I had to put in that one too, but I could see him coming back for one more year. But I think I really truly in my heart of hearts, I think that Brooks is not coming back next year.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that too. So thank you for coming on again, man. I loved having you. That's why I asked you to come back on. Man. I learned a lot from you. Like, seriously.
No,
like,
man.
The writing, the football, everything.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. No, seriously, I appreciate it. It's always talking with you, Mitch. Sorry. I wish I could come on more. It's like, this thing is just crazy. This life is crazy. But yeah, man, I always appreciate it, man, and truly do, man. Thank you very much for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. We'll be in touch.
That sounds good, man. Thanks, man.
All right, I'll talk to you.
See
There we go. Yo, shout out to Chris Franklin, man. He's a great guy. Like, seriously, if you're not following him on Twitter, C Franklin News, at C Franklin News, please do. This guy is, like, you saw how cool he is. So, yeah. So, for MK Headlines, what's next? You know what came out today, and that was the Detroit Pistons traded, or the Detroit Pistons offered a trade to the Sixers for Ben Simmons, and that was Jeremy Grant, Sadiq Bey, Kelly Olynyk, and a first-round pick. And the Sixers turned him down. So, for me, how I feel about it, and hopefully from Spotlight Sports Network, anybody, if you guys are listening, you guys can come on in, who's ever there. But, yeah, man, I was playing it today. Yeah, he's very awesome. Yeah, I love this guy. Like, I talk to him all the time. Like, on Twitter, I reply to everything. So, do I see that the Sixers should have made this trade? No, I don't see it. Because Jeremy Grant and Tobias Harris, just my opinion, I don't think it will fit. I don't think it will work. Because, yes, Jeremy Grant is shooting 33% from three. And, yes, he's a scorer. But it's like he's not going to space the floor enough that, like, Tobias Harris. Like, Tobias Harris is not that good of a three-point shooter this year. So, I feel like no. But if he was off the table, right, and we had Sadiq Bey in a first-round pick, I'll take that in a heartbeat. I'll freaking take that in a heartbeat. Really? Wow. So, no, my favorite player is right here, man. It's my favorite player right there. So, yeah, I don't know if you guys saw today, but we got to make a move. I made a video today. It was not about Ben Simmons. I may make a video on that tonight or tomorrow. So, yes, we need to make a move. After what I saw yesterday from that Sixers game, I mean, we lost 117-98 to the Wizards. And I know, Sleeping Angels, I know. And the trade, I mean, we just need help. Sixers need help. I know we're the 6th seed. I know we won 10 out of last 12. But it's like, after what I saw this year, I don't think we can compete in the playoffs. I don't think. And yes, we were missing Danny Green, Shake Milton, Matisse Thybulle. I know we're missing those three guys. But it's like no one is stepping up on a constant basis. And nobody is doing their part. Like Tobias Harris, no. He's not doing his part, in my opinion, this year. Last year, he was a freaking all-star. Yes, he got snubbed, but he's an all-star in my books for last year. What is going on with Tobias Harris, bro? What is going on with Tobias Harris? Like, it fathoms me that he's getting paid 5 years, $180 million, okay? And he's putting up stats like this. 7 points, 3 for 11, 1 for 2 from 3. He didn't shoot a free throw. He grabbed 1 board, 1 assist. I'm going to talk about the reboundings real quick. Rebounds. He's 6'9", okay? All you do for the rebounds is hustle and don't quit. I feel like Tobias Harris quits too much. I feel like he's quitting this year. There's something in his head. There's a mental block in Tobias's head. So something's going there. I know there's a better Tobias in there. I know there is. You just got to let it out. You just got to let it out, Tobias. Just let it out. Like, that's all I got to say about Tobias Harris. And if we do make a trade before the trade deadline, we need a point guard. We need a true point guard, like a Chris Paul-esque. We need, who else is there? true. Who else is a true point guard in this league? Who else? For me, I guess not a Trae Young. He's not a true point guard. Um, shoot, maybe like a Lillard or something, somewhere around those lines. We need a good veteran point guard because you saw what happened. Korkmaz was your backup point guard, and I love Korkmaz. I do. I love his play. I love his hustle. I respect this guy. And people keep on making fun of me for it. He's inconsistent. He's hot. He's cold. I don't care. He was trying more. He put more effort in that game yesterday than Tobias Harris. You can't deny that. You can't deny that with Tobias Harris's play yesterday. You can't deny that. You can't deny it. Korkmaz tried harder. He had 6 points, 5 boards, 5 assists. Yes, he shot over 5 from 3. He was doing more. He was a backup point guard. He was running the backup unit. And this is exactly what we need. We need a point guard. We need a shooter. We need just shooters around. If you could get someone like a DeJounte Murray or a Jamal Murray or one of those assets and good shooters. Now, people are going to ask me about James Harden. People are going to ask me about James Harden. Do I want James Harden? I went through this once again. I'm going to say it again. No. James Harden, he's not playing like he did last year. He's not getting the calls like he did last year. He gets injured a lot. James Harden, he's not the player that he was last year or 3 years ago. He's not. He's not. That's what Daryl Morey wants. Daryl Morey wants James Harden on this team. Deep down, maybe you're right. If we do get a player like James Harden, I'll be happy. Honestly, I would. But it's like thinking about it now, it's like, I don't know. He's getting old. He's getting up there. So, for me, it's like can he change up his play style? Can he change up his play style, guys? I think he could. He changed his play style from Houston to Brooklyn. He became more of a point guard. He was averaging like a double-double, triple-double, stuff like that. So he can adapt. He can change his game, unlike 2-5. So it's like, yeah, James Harden is not a top 5. Top 10, maybe you and I can talk. But top 5, no. He's not a top 5. Think about it. You got Giannis. You got LeBron. You got Curry. You got KD. And then you can throw Embiid in there if you want. You can throw AD if he wasn't injured. Kawhi if he wasn't injured. Luka you could put in there. John Morant. No. James Harden, he's not the player he once was. He is not. Yeah. So, if you guys, I'm thinking about putting the link in like a couple minutes. There's just a couple more things I want to talk about for the Sixers, and then I'll put the link in. So whoever wants to come in, you're more than welcome. The Sixers, what is going on? Am I overthinking this? Am I really overthinking this? Am I pulling like an Eric? Seriously, what's going on with the Sixers? Seriously, what's going on with the Sixers? Is it Doc Rivers coaching? Yes. Tobias Harris's max contract? Yes. Is it the bench being inconsistent? Yes. All these yeses are pointing to something. Okay? The Wizards are a good team. They are a good team. But it's just like it's not going to work. The Sixers need help. They need help. Yeah, the Sixers need help. The Sixers need everything right now. Am I still overthinking this? Probably. But yeah. I mean, your best bench player yesterday. You want to hear something funny? Charlie Brown Jr. played 22 minutes. Now, is that because Danny Green was out? Matisse Thybulle's out? Shake Milton's out? Probably. But it's just funny that we're having this guy. Thank you. I'm not pulling in Eric. Thank you. But it's just like, man, Sixers need help. We're against the Magic tomorrow. Yo.
Yo, what's going on, man?
You at work?
No, I'm done school for the day. I just started. I went back to start my spring semester.
Oh, already?
Yeah, winter break was very short.
Oh, dang. So let me ask you something, bro. I know you're a big Sixers fan like me. Is there something wrong with this team right now, or am I overthinking this? With Tobias?
I think Tobias needs to go. He's been very inconsistent the last handful of months that I've watched.
Yeah.
Embiid needs help. So I mean, it's really not too close of a concern, but I mean, it's something to keep in mind going before the trade deadline. So that's true as well. Plus, Joel Embiid just needs help.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. When you back up point guard, it's Furkan Korkmaz, and you know how much I love the guy, but it's just like we need help.
And plus, too, I think not having Thibault against the Wizards kind of hurt us a little bit too on the defensive end of the floor.
It did. I'll give you that. It did.
Yeah.
But it's just like our players were shooting bricks. Our players, man. We're pulling a Russell Westbrook. We're pulling this. Man. We were pulling this. Like, it was that bad. It was that freaking bad. And we're against the Magic on Wednesday. Hold on, I got the schedule right here. We should definitely beat the Magic.
We should. I'm also because I'm doing two more Sixers teams in the upcoming week. One against the Lakers on the 27th.
Oh yeah.
And I'm also doing their home game against the Wizards on February 2nd.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing the Spurs on Sunday.
By the way, if it makes you happy, on three subs away for 269.
Yay! You gotta stay there. But
No.
It's just like I don't know. I forgot to put it on my video. Dang it. But I got this comment on my video yesterday about the Tobias Harris needs to go or whatever, and this guy said, "Mitch, we can still win a championship with this roster."
No.
Thank
I
you.
don't see it.
Thank you. I was talking to Greg Melly about that yesterday.
I think at best, I think we're like a second round exit at best. Again,
I don't even see that with this roster. I don't even see a second round exit.
But at worst, maybe a first round exit, and then Doc Rivers needs to be put on the hot seat after that.
Yeah. So here's the comment.
And that's the reason why I made that Dan Burke video in the first place.
Which
Trying
one?
to explain the Dan Burke video.
Yeah.
When Dan Burke took over as the acting coach when Rivers was in the health and safety protocols.
Yeah. So I got this comment. I think this team has a chance at the title. They're good enough to win the title because they have the X factor, Joel Embiid. All that said, even though Tobias Harris is not worth what he's getting paid, and he really isn't that good, I don't think it's a good time to let him go unless they got something that's really going off for him, and I want to move him now. They can win the title this year, get rid of him at the end of the year, and no matter what happens. For me, I'm like, wow, I still think we can still win a championship this year with this roster. And
I still don't think. I mean, we got some good talent, but we need to add more at the trade deadline because we need to retool that bench. Because there's some that actually I like who stood out. Charlie Brown Jr. I think he's shown some flashes of being a good player on the bench, so I would keep him. Tobias, I mean, as much as I like the guy, I think he needs to be moved. I mean, at this point, I mean, just got to start moving some pieces. Pretty much. I mean, we're lucky if we might get past the first round by the skin of our teeth.
Yeah.
But then again, we're not as competitive. But then again, the Western Conference is more competitive than the Eastern. And then, but yeah, so that was a video idea just something popped in my head about talking. Because I might make a video on the Memphis Grizzlies and Ja Morant and ask the question: are they a legit team in the Western Conference? I think they are.
They are.
I think
They are. But let me ask you this, dude. The proposed trade from Detroit Pistons. Would you do that?
I mean, if bringing home a Nova guy, I would say yes because I've always liked Sadiq Bey, Jeremy Grant. I mean, I would like to bring him back home because I think we screwed him over. We did him dirty. Damn, choking on air right now. Yeah, choking on air. But yeah, I'll do that deal because I think that's very reasonable. Taking Sadiq Bey, Jeremy Grant, and Kelly Olynyk. I think Kelly Olynyk. I think he's very serviceable off the bench, so that's going to be another decent shooter we can utilize.
With
and then have another first round pick. I mean, I feel like that's reasonable.
Yeah. Now with me, I don't think Tobias Harris and Jeremy Grant will fit well.
That's right. I forgot about Tobias Harris.
I really don't see it. Jeremy Grant plays the 4. Tobias Harris at the 3. He hates the 3. He's better at a stretch 4. Jeremy Grant at the 3. No, you can't do that. For me, that's the biggest gripe I've got.
Like, say if you got rid of Jeremy Grant on that deal, man, I'll still take Sadiq Bey, Kelly Olynyk getting that first rounder. I would
do that. I'll do that in the instant.
Because here's the thing, because it's like it pisses me off because the Sixers, so you can't keep guys who are homegrown talent like Nova Paz, like Ryan Arcidiacono, Josh Hart, Sadiq Bey, and it's just like these Nova guys that we miss out on the hometown products.
Yeah. Mikal Bridges.
Don't even get me started on that.
So, do you want James Harden?
Honestly, I don't know.
Morey wants him. Morey wants Harden. He can tell. He's going to turn everything down until he gets what he wants. He's that stubborn and that strategic. So, I really think he's going to go after James Harden.
Honestly, I don't know, man. It's 50-50 with Harden. Number one, I would like to have him, but the issue that I run with Harden is, can he stay healthy? Which is the big question with Harden. And plus, Harden's already getting up there in age, and I don't think we don't need another older player because I think we. But then again, we do need that. See, the thing about Harden is at times he acts like a little deep at times. But then again, he also bring that also better leadership into that locker room. So I don't know, man. I don't know how it's 50-50 with me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like pros and cons with Harden.
Here's another thing with Harden I said earlier. He can change his game. He can adapt. I want what he did from Rockets to Brooklyn. Become that double-double. Become that point guard. Shoot the ball when you have to. Get those 20. Get those 30. I need a better point guard. Maxey, for me,
I think Matt just keep asking. That's one thing too. I feel like Shake's not really the answer for 6 man. I kind of feel like you could probably bump Shake to the 7th and then have Tyrese Maxey in the 6 man. Then again, that does make sense though. Harden's still a good 3-point shooter, even though he is still kind of struggling this year. The fact this fight he's averaged a little over 22 points a game is like, it's not bad by any stretch of the means, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I don't know.
Yeah, I understand.
For me, it's like 50-50 because number one, like you said, we need that point guard who can probably needs to hit. He start hitting good shots on a consistent basis. It's just I mean, I think Harden can really do that. Plus, the con that I see with it, as obviously with his ham issue or the history with his hamstring injury that he suffered a couple of times. He's already up there in age. It's like it's hard to really. If you got to think how much longer is he going to last in the league?
Yeah. How old is Harden? Like 33, 32?
I feel like he's like 34 or 35.
I got not James Harden. Oh my god. He is 32. 32.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pop off because I'm.
All right, man.
Is it 32?
He's 32. Yes. Yeah, James Harden's 32, which makes me feel a little bit better at this point. It makes me feel a little tiny bit better that he's 32. I mean, you can fit them right in that age gap. And whoever wants to come in, I put the link. Whoever wants to come in, you'll come up one at a time. And yeah, so whoever wants to come in, you can come in. So for me, I need to think about more. I'll make a video about it probably in a couple days. I'm getting the Sixers content out. I'm going to get Sixers content out, Eagles content, everything. So, let me ask you guys this. We got 9 people in here. I would love to. I would do that. The Kings don't want to give up Fox, and the Sixers don't want to give up Fox. They don't want to do that. So, the Sixers don't want Fox. They want someone. They want Morey wants Harden. Morey wants Harden right now. No ifs, ands, or buts. He wants James Harden. Would I take Jaylen Brown? Yes. Would I take Tatum? Yes. Would I take those two in a package? Yes. I will do Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris for Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Boom. Book it. I would do that in an instant. But it's just like, it's difficult with, I know people are just talking about, like, people are talking about they don't want to give up Maxey. They don't want to give up Thibault. You have to. I really think you have to because of the trade value. Because of the trade value, you got to do that. I would do that in an instant. Boom. I would do that right there. Book it. I would definitely do that. But again, he wants Harden. Morey is so stubborn and strategic that he wants Harden. He wants Harden. I'm going to keep on saying that till the cows come home. Thoughts on the Cowboys game? They screwed it up. Cowboys screwed it up. They're an accident waiting to happen. I said that time and time again. They could have won. They had a chance, but then it was just like, nope, screw you. Man, I don't know. He doesn't want to be in Brooklyn anymore, bro. He doesn't want to be in Brooklyn. I'm saying that right there. He does not want to be in Brooklyn. The rumor is that he wants out. Morey wants him. Morey does. Did he laugh super hard? Yes, I did. I did, man. I laughed so hard when James Harden. I mean, not James. Oh my God. When the Cowboys lost, dude, that made my night better. That made my day better after that. Eagles lost. Hello.
Hey, buddy.
I like that background, man.
Appreciate it.
So, yeah. So I actually wanted to talk to you about this, especially with the Sixers and the Pistons trade. Would you have done that?
Yep. Anything
would-
that could get Ben Simmons out of my hand right now, but people don't realize, people that don't watch the NBA like that. But if you do, Sadiq Bey is a legit 3-point shooter in this league. I know he's about a third-year player, but he is a pretty good shooter in the league. Kelly Olynyk, he's suspendable. He's pretty good. He's okay. He's an okay 3-point shooter. And you getting Jeremy Grant and a first-round pick. I mean, hey, I'm telling everybody, man. I know you saying you don't want to give up Ben Simmons for nothing, but you're not going to get a U-Haul for Ben Simmons. I'm telling you,
I know that.
You're not going to get a U-Haul. People don't understand. Hey, we don't want to give away for just a bump deal, but like I say, every deal that was offered to Ben Simmons, they have been legit. They have been good.
I said in the beginning,
straight.
I wanted Spencer Dinwiddie in that first.
Actually can use. Actually, but again, hey, I guess they want to try to get a U-Haul for him. That's not going to happen. Ben Simmons is not a superstar type player.
No. And JC, it was all over Bleacher Report yesterday. All over Bleacher Report. JC, if you want to come in, man, the link's above.
What up, JC?
If you want to come in, just talk. More welcome to, bro. More welcome to. We can make fun of Boys for Life if you want. But I'm just saying this. The Sixers need help. They need help right now after what I saw yesterday. You agree?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, any type of help to Joel Embiid, you could. Any type of help that can improve the team could, you know?
Yeah. And I got this comment on my video a couple days ago. I'm going to pull it up now. It was like, I think this team has a chance to win the title. They're good enough to win the title because of the X factor, Joel Embiid. All that said, Tobias Harris is not worth what he's getting paid. He really isn't that good. I don't think it's a good time to let him go unless they're getting something really good, really off the hook for him. I wouldn't move him now. They can win the title this year and get rid of him at the end of the season. What happens? That's the comment I got. Like, what the hell?
Yep.
Oh, I forgot you're going live, man. I forgot. Have fun. I'll pop in when I'm done. By the way,
JC, you have a guest on your live or something? Or are you having a call in, or you just talking?
JC, are you? Let me know. I would love to be on.
I'd love to be on too before this game tonight.
What game?
Nah, because he'll coach Spotlight with the game. With he doing the Knicks in Minnesota.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Cardinals got slaughtered, man. The freaking Cardinals, bro. I picked them to win.
That's crazy.
Yo, Braden, if you want to come in, the link's above. If you want to come in. I mean, that was crazy. I mean, are the Rams that legit? Are they going to – who do they play next? Are they going to beat the Buccaneers next? Are they going to beat the Buccaneers next?
I'm not going to say are they going to beat them. They have a chance.
Okay, yeah. I worded the question wrong. My bad.
No, you good. I said they got a chance, though. They got a chance to beat the Buccaneers. They got the weapons to do it. They got the running game, Cam Akers and Sony Michel. They got the ingredients and the intangibles to do it. But again, it's that man Tom Brady. By having Tom Brady, hey, you can never count the Buccaneers out. But due to the Rams, they got a better team than the Eagles, a way by far better team. And I don't know if we would have been good against the Rams, to be honest with you. I don't know if we'd have been good enough for the Rams. The way we looked on Sunday, I don't know. I don't think we probably would have beat the Rams at all either. But again,
what's up, Braden?
They have opportunity.
What's up?
Yo, you're Niners, man. Thank you for beating the Cowboys.
Well, you're welcome, but I cannot tell you the anxiety throughout the entire second half of that game was unbelievable.
What was going through your mind throughout the last 14 seconds?
Amen, Mike McCarthy, for being an idiot. Thank you to the ref for bumping into Dak.
I
know?
forgot about that. I forgot about the ref.
But
Oh
I
my
have to
God.
say, solid defense by the 49ers. I mean, their secondary has not been very good the last 2 years, and to hold the Cowboys to 17 points, the pressure up front from Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, DJ Jones was amazing to keep Dak, dancing around in the pocket and not having time to find the open receivers, and the penalties, obviously. I think they had 14 penalties that game from Dallas.
Oh my God.
So that was a blessing in disguise as well.
That
But now
proves-
we got bigger things this week with Green Bay, and I don't know how that's going to play out.
I think. I mean, Green Bay, bro. It's like
Green Bay.
Hey, my buddy, who's a 49ers content creator, he thinks that they can beat Green Bay.
I mean, I think we can do it too with our defense, but it just everybody has to be healthy. I know Fred Warner's fine, but Nick Bosa's still in concussion protocol, so.
Right. Wait, I thought he played.
He did play, but he
got injured?
Yeah, in the game. It was like second quarter, I think.
I
Yeah,
missed
second
that.
quarter.
I missed when he got injured. Like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was still upset about the Eagles.
Oh, yeah. I was coaching flag football when the Eagles game was happening, and I have my football teammate is an Eagles fan, and he was pretty upset.
Oh, wait, you're a coach? You're a coach now?
Yeah. I'm just like for youth flag football through my school. Like a couple of my teammates are coaching flag football.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, man, what the hell happened? Oh, like, what the hell? I've known you since like 3rd and 4th grade. Like, God dang. What are you, a senior now?
Yeah, I'm a senior now.
Oh, my God. Yeah. J Taco for life. What's your question, man? What's your question? What? Dude, you're Warriors, man. Like,
oh my God, I don't even get me started. It's just we started so high, and then when everybody's back, and now we're just collapsing down.
Hey Vic, if you want to come in, the link's above. If you could rebuild any NFL team, what team would you pick to rebuild?
To rebuild, or one that's already good right now?
It says to pick to rebuild. I gotta go Lions.
Lions is that's a good one. I'll probably go Raiders because they're already in a pretty good spot anyway.
Yeah.
But
Donte, what about you?
A couple pieces that need to be added, like a head coach maybe.
I'm gonna go. If I'm looking to rebuild a team, who would it be? Not gonna. I had an obvious point in mind was the Vikings, but now I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go Vikings. I'm gonna go with Chicago. I'm gonna go with the Bears.
That's a good one.
Really? I thought you were Texans.
I want to go with the Bears.
Okay. Wow. All right. MalcGoolie too.
I could go my Texans, my Houston Texans, but I'm not biased. I'm not like that, bro. I'm just going the opposite direction.
Yeah, I know that. You would say the Panthers? I mean, hey Vic.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Not much. How you doing, man?
Good. How we all doing tonight?
We're doing good. I just wanted to ask you about this Pistons and Ben Simmons trade. Did you hear about that?
No, you're actually breaking the news to me right now because my wife had surgery, so I've been taking care of the baby all day.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. So, Grandizer, what is up, man?
So what did we get in return? So we got rid of Ben. What did we get back?
Pistons offered Jeremy Grant, Kelly Olynyk, Sadiq Bey, and a first-round pick, and Sixers said no.
I would say no. The first round pick, unless it's going to be the first pick of the draft, like unless it's guaranteed for that, like I'm pretty sure there'll be a lottery pick. But dang, that's some trash coming our way. Kelly Olynyk, no one wants him.
dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't accept that offer right now. Now, unless they're going to offer maybe 2 first rounders, throw me another first rounder, and I might do the deal.
Yeah, for me, what really does it for me, it's the Jeremy Grant and Tobias Harris pairing. To me, that would not work. Because Tobias Harris, he needs to play the 4. Jeremy Grant plays the 4. So what, you're going to put Tobias at the 3? And then he's going to be on a Tampa tantrum because he doesn't like playing the 3. He's going to play the 4, and then
Tobias hasn't been scoring.
I'm not eating. I already ate. Grandizer, and might be doing Minnesota. I might be doing a late night game tonight because JC just invited me to link up with him on his stream because he got monetized, so he's having a celebration.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
congratulations,
He just texted me 2 minutes ago.
Oh, he didn't even message me. Wow, JC. I was the first step. Wow. Oh my god. But yeah, I would not take that in a heartbeat. And Daryl Boyd wants Harden. You can just tell.
See, I mean, again, that shows you how much value that Ben Simmons really don't have, man. Teams are just not looking at Ben Simmons like that, man. They're not looking at it like that. So a respectable deal, like, I mean, again, you gotta take him out your hands. You gotta get rid of him. You're not getting a U-Haul for him. So I mean, what's the hold up on Ben Simmons? Like, I mean, you're not getting a U-Haul from Pete. If Daryl Morey thinks he's gonna get a U-Haul from Ben Simmons, you're not gonna get that. You're not gonna get a U-Haul for him. I'm telling you, not. He would have been, if he'd got the U-Haul from him, he would have been got rid of him. That previous show, that's pretty much also shows. I mean, again, can you question this organization? Is they still trying to work it out? Do they still want him there a little bit by not getting rid of him? But I understand what Daryl Morey trying to do. He's trying to hold him till he get a perfect enough deal. But I'm telling you, you're not gonna get Ben Simmons. They're not. Other teams are not looking at Ben Simmons like that, man. I mean, that's the goodest deal. I mean, though the Toronto deal was good. The Toronto deal was very good. The Pacers with Malcolm Brogdon, that was the best deal that you could have took. And that deal was okay. You get a first round pick and you get Jeremy Grant, who's a 20-point per game scorer. You get him. So and then you still got Miles Turner. You got Miles Turner out there with the Pacers. Pacers are benching him until they get a trade. So they get traded. He's not playing no more for the Pacers.
Right. And for me, it's like, I don't think the trade's going to happen at trade deadline. I don't think. Even though the Kings want Simmons and Tobias, they want both.
Yeah, they're asking for too much. They don't have no hand in the fight. They ain't got nothing. They have no leverage. So I don't know where they're coming out. I think everyone's trying to beat the Sixers on a deal, and I think what Morey's doing right. He's staying pat. Like, you can't just automatically jump on the deal just because there's one offer. You got to show that, you're trying to stand your ground. Because we all know, because at the last second of the trade deadline, people do come out with offers. That's when, they show their hand and they're trying to get something done before it happens. So you never know. This could go up to the wire.
Yeah. I mean,
what did the Kings offer, though? What did the Kings offer?
Did they offer, like, their point guard or something like that? Like a backup?
The Sixers don't want De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah. But I would say this about the Sixers, though. If they would have offered a first round, because I don't know what their total offer was. I know De'Aaron Fox was a part of it. But if they offer something for a first round, the Sixers don't have a point guard. They can't say that De'Aaron Fox isn't good enough, because let's be honest, if he was on this team right now, he'd be our starter.
Yeah.
He'd be our number 2. So they can't
more than good enough. De'Aaron Fox is more than good enough. He needs shooting improvement. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. That's the one weakness in this game you can exploit, shooting improvement. But he has gotten better. He will, like, every time you make a trade, you have to get the best player in the deal. And De'Aaron Fox will be the best player in the deal. He will actually be the best player in that deal.
Yeah, if they offer Fox first, maybe some other players that they throw in there. But again, Tobias is, depending on who they're trying to offer for Tobias too, because I'm trying to get a player. You're not going to give me one player, then a draft pick, and that's it. I'm giving up 2 quality players. I'm going to need some more. Again, Tobias is something we already know we can't rely on. We don't. He's always in between. Can't really play the 4. Can't never really play the 3. So you know what I mean. In a way, it's kind of like, let's get him out of here then.
To me, it's just like, we need help after what I saw yesterday. I mean, that game was just atrocious. I know we won 10 out of our last 12. I know we're in the 6th seed. I know Joel Embiid is doing everything he can. He's a big engine that could. So, knowing Joel Embiid, like, dude, I need help. He needs it. You can tell when he sat on the bench when the game was over. He looked exhausted. Like, he had 32 points, 8 boards, 9 for 10 from the free throw line, 3 for 4 from 3. Like, he needs help. Tobias Harris is not it. Tobias Harris last year was it. He was an all-star. He got Some, but he's an all-star in my books. What happened to Tobias?
Yeah, it was almost 2.5 years, 2 years, I would say. Last 2 seasons, his
Yeah.
play has been down, going down. But I would say this, with Ben Simmons, you got to clear house. You got to make some moves. Our bench isn't good enough. Our starting, roster right now isn't good enough. You got to make moves. You got to clear house as much as possible. You may not, want that deal you want for Ben or Tobias, but you got to clear cap somehow.
Yeah, and especially number 25, and he's looking to sit out for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm. He just got married, I think, right? Or got engaged or something like that.
He got engaged. I don't know how he can afford it. He was fined $10 million.
To me, when Ben Simmons saying, he has mental issues right now, like he wants some what was it, counseling? He wanted all this. That's the reason why he's not playing. But yet he's happy enough in his life to get married or to propose. It doesn't sound right to me, but it just exposes him for making up these excuses. He doesn't want to play for Philly because he knows he's not good enough for Philadelphia. He knows his play isn't good enough. He wants to go to a team where he has more supporting cast, so that way it elevates him.
Right.
Again, he's not good enough. He can't handle it.
For me, with Ben Simmons, it's like that year when we had Jimmy Butler, Redick, Tobias, and Ben Simmons. It was like Ben Simmons, all he had to do was pass the ball. Like we had Redick who could shoot the three. Jimmy Butler was that closer. Tobias Harris was decent then. It's like, I would too, honestly. I would rather get Rondo. Like, that's sad. What's up, Jose Jalapeno on the steak? But
Listen, if the Lakers are open to trade
there you go, you got it. Yeah, I mean, dude, we were talking about Ben Simmons with Harden first time go around. Now we're talking about Rondo and Ben Simmons. Like, what?
But for me, I don't know what Ben Simmons is going to get out of this because his play's not going to get any better. So what is he going to do? He's going to hold out. He's going to get traded to go to another team to do what? To falter there too? What is it? What is all this for? Like, all this animosity is for what? Because the city wasn't behind you because we called you trash because we seen you play in that playoffs horribly. You know what I mean? Like, those are things that it's on his ego. If his ego can't take it, then he doesn't need to be here.
Right.
I mean, but that goes on in any city, though. If you play like trash in the playoffs, you're going to hear about it. You definitely going to hear about it. If you play like garbage, you're going to fucking hear about it. And like I say, Ben Simmons just weak-minded. That's all it is. I mean, you go to LA. If he goes to LA, they definitely gonna run him up out of there. That's a whole different scenario. You jump from LA to Philly, from Philly, you definitely gonna hear it in LA. You definitely gonna hear it in New York. So if you play like trash, you definitely gonna hear it. Same thing with James Harden. Was held goddamn accountable for his failures in Houston, and now ever since he left Houston, he has not been the same. All of a sudden, he wants out of Brooklyn. Now look at Parsons retiring. Since he left Houston, Parsons' retirement. What has he done? He done nothing but steal money for organizations. That's all he done. So that's why I'm glad Harden. I'm kind of glad Harden gone. I wasn't even upset when he was traded. That feel like a win for us. Again, he's not. It seems like he's not gonna never win a championship. So again, hey, I don't feel sorry for him.
I don't either. Like, remember when he wanted out of Houston? He had that fat suit on, and then when he got to Brooklyn, he took it off.
Yep.
Like, his stubborn self-ego.
Hey, that's karma. That's what karma do to you.
Yeah, I mean, look at I mean, I can't believe I'm about to say Zion, but damn.
Yo, he got fat. Let's talk about Zion right now. Is he even in shape yet?
I don't know.
That's crazy. We're talking about 2 months in and he's still not in shape?
No.
You can't tell me he came in like over $3 billion.
I don't know, but they keep on putting on his ankle injury.
Yo, that, like, for me, like, that's undisciplined. You know what I mean? Like, you're a professional basketball player. You're getting paid an insane amount of money. Like, are you only here for the first contract? Is that where your mindset at? You know what I'm saying? What's the purpose of you playing basketball then? Like, you Jamarcus Russell right now. You're just getting fat. What's the point of it? You got your contract and that's it? Like, I don't understand. I don't want to say this generation, but I don't understand, what
Eric,
players
if you
got.
want to come in. But dude, I mean Zion, I really think he might go to New York because they got Cam Reddish and RJ now. Reunite with Duke.
Wasn't there a trade rumor to someone else was supposed to go to New York?
Huh.
It was another Duke player.
I forget. I really
I know they were talking about
unless I'm
before.
thinking of Grayson Allen and JJ Redick coming from retirement.
Nah, JJ. He got his own podcast. He's making millions right now.
Oh yeah, and he's on ESPN.
That's right. Did he shut down? Who was it? Stephen A. I think it was.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
And he also said that I think he was that him or someone else that John Moran should not be in an MVP discussion.
Whoa.
I
feel like that's one of the least talked about players in the league. Like, he gets disrespected by that. That kid's amazing. And just because he plays for Memphis, no one's going to talk about it. But yet, year in and year out, he's getting into the playoffs. Might not get deep in the playoffs, but he's still getting there.
I mean, John Morant, dude, he's going to be something in this league. Is this like his second year?
I want to say this might be his fourth, isn't it?
Donte, when is it John Morant's second year, third year? What? All right, you're muted. But I'll look it up. I mean, John Morant, dude, he could have been the first overall pick, but of course it was Zion and all that hype. Dude, I loved Zion in the wait. What is it? Oh, I gotta go on Basketball Reference, don't I? God dang it.
Now that you talk about that draft, that could be like a was it Odom and Durant draft?
Yeah.
Well, Ben Odom gets taken first because of his size and his ability. At the time, what they thought of, they overlooked his little injury history, and then you had a guy at number 2 that goes with Kevin Durant. Goes to Seattle SuperSonics at the time. That was a wild draft too, because no one knew what their ceilings could have been. Kevin Durant was 6'7", scrawny little kid out of Texas. Then you had the large Odom out of Ohio State University. They just came off their national championship win, and he had a good season, but yet he was still injured. And it wasn't like it was the first time he was injured. He had a good history of it. It still got picked first. Where he at now? He's still. Matter of fact, I think he's studying for a degree. Shout out to him.
Yeah, I think it's. Oh yeah, Greg Oden. Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, he's getting a degree. So shout out to him for that. But yeah,
it's his third year. John Morant's
third year. All right.
Third. So, if I could make a starting five, I would get Curry, Booker, KD, Giannis, Jokic. I mean, you got to put Clay in there. Basically, it's just the Warriors lineup.
Yeah, where's Clay? You got to put Clay in there.
I will put Clay. You're a Warriors fan, dude. Of course you would say that. I would take Embiid and put Jokic out.
Nah, I think if I'm going to do something, I'm going to have Ja at the point. I'm going to put Curry at the 2 guard. I'm going to have him be my point. I'm going to have him at the 2 guard because I want that. He's a scorer. Then as my wing, I'll put LeBron back at the wing. I'll put him at my small forward. That's a hefty small forward right there.
All right.
As my power, I don't even know who would I get the power forward, because power forward really isn't that position anymore.
So I know Eric's perfect starting lineup. Put the Lakers starting lineup in there.
Hell, bro.
Raiders.
So we're just talking about our best starting five right now in this league.
In the league right now?
In the league right now. If you can
No
make
matter
any starting five. Okay. Any starting five. Let me guess. Westbrook.
Hell no.
Howard.
Don't even put Westbrook in that conversation.
Ooh, you just put that in there now.
I got
Trevor Ariza, Kendrick Nunn.
I got this. Look at this is my starting five in the league. It's Curry, Booker, LeBron, Giannis, Embiid.
You didn't even put KD in there.
I would have put Embiid. I would not put Embiid.
I don't got KD in there.
What?
Ooh,
that's a what?
Are you putting him on the bench? He on your bench at least?
Yeah, he's coming straight off the bench. Yeah.
Damn, coming he's 6 man.
Would he be your first guy coming off the bench?
He got to be your 6 man.
Yeah. He will be the first one.
Yeah.
So
that's wild. I don't know.
I'm gonna go different because I don't want Curry in there because everyone's gonna pick freaking Curry. Like every
That's an
single
automatic shot right there. That's why you got to put Curry in there.
I know, but I want to be different. So
That's why I didn't put KD in there.
Eric's gonna say Kyle Kuzma.
Kyle Kuzma.
Hey, he put Joel Embiid on what was that? Kyle Kuzma? Who was that dunked on him?
That was Kuzma.
Yeah, Kuzma.
That was Kuzma. Yeah.
But Embiid still had like 32 points. So yeah, 32.
Like,
We still lost, but
Yeah, shocker, because nobody helped them out, for heaven's sakes. That's why we need
did
that.
you watch my video yet?
Yeah, I did watch your video, Mitch.
I went off.
I should have
Yeah, I
done
know you
yesterday's
did.
Lakers game. That was the first highlight Westbrook done all season. And he put
And you especially went off on Tobias Harris too, which that I really wanted you to go off on Tobias Harris because that kid's been horrible.
Yo, BOSC, make a video about Tobias Harris, and I'll share it out.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that one, or I'm thinking about doing the one about the Russell Wilson rumor about him coming to the Eagles.
Yeah,
He's not coming to the Eagles.
The
That is
problem-
not a rumor. That is a falsified story that got taken out by Pat McAfee. Let's put that one to rest. I don't even put that out there.
But here's the thing: there's a lot of people that think that Russell Wilson's coming to the Eagles. Oh, we want Russell Wilson. Oh, Jalen Hurts is inaccurate. We want him out now. Give
Those
the
are the
guy
same
a
idiots that were
chance,
going after
man.
Gardner Minshew that
The
are saying
kid's
that.
young. He's been in the league for just a year and 1.25 years now. He's just been in the league and starting for 1.25 years. Like, give the guy a chance. I'm tired of all this nonsense. Like, give Jalen Hurts a chance and just build around Jalen Hurts. It's not that difficult.
Yeah, I see people who even think
Definitely
about
Nick Sirianni's fault.
Listen, that last game, I think people are a little too harsh, and it follows what Philadelphia fans are. They're always up and down. 1 week they're talking about how Jalen Hurts is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Then he falls a little bit, and they want him out of here. It's ridiculous. It's too much.
I was
This man
talking about that with Chris
Frank.
Franklin today, and
Like it makes us look stupid when we do that. Like literally, everybody who says all that Gardner Minshew, you look stupid when you talk that way. We're talking about one of the best rookies that came through. Not rookies, excuse me. Second-year quarterbacks. When you look at everything, all in all, what he did this year, what took place, and you still complaining? You think he was supposed to get you a Super Bowl? You think he's Patrick Mahomes? Like, calm yourself. You're sounding real stupid. Like, boost up your IQ. Look at football more. Look at the league around. Look at what quarterbacks do in their second year. And then compare that to Jalen Hurts. And then come back and see what you want.
yeah. So for me, I said this with Chris Franklin earlier in the show, and if you guys could want to watch that, please go back and watch it. This guy's a genius. I love this guy. Great Eagles beat writer. Second time on the show. So before we started, we were talking about it a little bit backstage, and we both agreed that Jalen Hurts should be the starter next year. We both agreed on that. Yeah, we both agreed on that. I was 50-50 all year. Yeah, Braden?
I said Gardner Minshew.
No.
Listen,
No.
Braden is Uncle Rico, first of all. It's Uncle Rico.
Uncle Rico.
Hold on.
All right.
Hold on, let me just say this real
Uncle
fast.
Rico is the guy from Dodgeball. It's Ben Stiller from Dodgeball.
We all said that this year was an evaluation season. Again, we got into the first round of the playoffs. We got into the wild card game. That wasn't expected.
It was just live stream.
Yeah,
Grandizer. It was in the beginning.
Grandizer, go back to the beginning and you'll see it.
you gotta go back. But Jalen Hurts did a lot of great things this year. Again, when you look at it, even just looking at who was one of the top rated quarterbacks all year, Jalen held that pretty much the whole time. Even in bad games, Jalen held that top ranking. Yeah, he doesn't have the most passing or the most touchdowns. But when you look at it all in all, there aren't many quarterbacks doing what Jalen's doing right now.
No. So
Especially
for
the
me,
running ability. Especially the running ability, too.
Take
So for
Prescott.
me, this is my starting five for the NBA. You got Russell Westbrook, you got LeBron, you got Giannis. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You said Westbrook.
For me, I'm going different route because I just want to be different. John Morant, Clay, KD, Giannis, Embiid. So give me John Morant, give me Clay.
Man, that's a good one, actually.
Yeah, because for James Harden, I would do that, but he's going to beg for fouls. Same with Embiid. I mean, hate to say that, but yeah, great answers in the beginning of the stream. As you can see right there, right underneath Eric on the live stream, I had Chris Franklin there. So we talked about the Raiders for a little bit there.
Where?
And with Chris Franklin.
Raider Nation.
Hey, when you mentioned teams that you would rebuild, the Raiders are one of them.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said that.
Yeah, Braden said that. I said the Lions, and Donte said
he said the Vikings. Yeah, he said the Vikings.
Yeah, there's no way I was going with the Raiders yet. They don't have a GM. They don't have a coach. Eric, I'm sorry, but it's true.
I did like a 2-hour live right after the news yesterday.
I know. I was gonna pop in, but then I got lazy playing Fortnite.
I was going off not at the organization. I was going off more on the fan base.
Yeah, I know. I was watching it, and then I got lazy playing Fortnite.
I was like, everybody's blowing up for no reason, bro. Everybody's saying we're done and we're rebuilding fully. No, we're not.
All right, so we're actually coming to a close. We're 6 minutes over the time slot. So if you wait, there's a live stream right now, Eric, right on Spotlight Sports Streams.
That's till an hour and 30 minutes, no?
No, it's now. The Spotlight Sports Streams.
Who's going live?
There's the Nets and not the Nets, the Timberwolves and the Knicks.
Who's doing that disgusting game?
I think it's Donte and D. I think.
Why would they pick that game? What the hell? Okay,
because the Knicks fan base, dude. You got to think about it like that. You have the Lakers fan base, you have the Sixers fan base, you have the Celtics one. You got
to think about it. I have to think about it.
Those old teams. That's a revenge.
You have the retirement home.
Yeah. All right, guys. I would like to thank everyone for coming on. For the people coming on when Chris Franklin is here, I'm gonna have another Eagles beat writer on Friday. I think I gotta make sure, but if you guys could kindly please subscribe to the Spotlight Sports Network. Everyone there is in the description below. Please. They're great people over there. Spotlight Sports Streams. We do all play-by-plays over there from now on. Everything is on that. We're going to play-by-plays. So, guys, we'll catch you all in the next video or the next live stream.
Go Niners, beat the Packers.